If you're a kid, age you're not supposed to be, I can't make content for you. So get the fuck off the channel. Move on, and we will move forward. Unfortunately, YouTube has changed their policies and can't make content that I don't even want to get into that. But also, that you can't even find any conspiracy theories on YouTube anymore. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. But okay, I got some updates on the build and some other things. Working on everything's coming out good. I'm gonna let a couple people get in here, and we'll get things going. I've been working on some stuff. Hello. Check this out, which I don't think I'm gonna keep this way. But check that out. Probably not gonna use the hood. But all right, let's see here. Let me get some stuff organized here. The build here. I guess I can show 2-in-1 here how it's going. All right, let me get this set up for you guys. Now all this is just mocked up. Don't roll off of there. That's just, I do not need that. All right. Here is the Ford truck. Now it's mocked up right now. Nothing's set in stone. Still got some stuff to do to it. But as a whole, you can see looks pretty good. I put this on the Nascar site and got people pissed off, saying Earnhardt would have never had his car hauled by a Ford and all this other kind of crap. I said, well, what kind of car do I have to put on the back of it to where you can say, hey, great job on the completely scratch-built ramp truck, But, okay, here's the Corona 500 build. The paint's dirty. I have to clean it because I've been touching it. But this is just mocked up to show you guys I got the wheels done. The wheels on the kit were chrome, but he didn't run chrome wheels at this time. They were outlawed. Chrome wheels were outlawed at the time. There it is, the grill and stuff. But chrome wheels were outlawed because they were snapping off at the hub. Although there are photos of this car with chrome wheels on it. Childers put chrome wheels on the cars for show cars and photo ops, stuff like that. So that's when they had the chrome cars on there. I might redo that window. I don't like the way the chrome came out, but it still looks good. I got the padding on the roll cage. Underneath, I got that all detailed out for what it is. I got all the A-arms. I got the mounts for the A-arms painted the same as the chassis. Nobody ever does that, but I'm here to tell you that's how it is. And instead of just painting this whole thing silver or black like some people do, the idea is to take something that's been molded in several, or molded as one, and make it all look like separate pieces. That is the key. That's one of the big keys to modeling. I'm not doing too much crazy detail on underneath because, not a lot of it's going to be seen. But I got the rear window done and on. I'm going to redo the spoiler because some pieces come off of it. So I'm just going to redo one in metal. But this is his 88 car. This is the 88 car. The 89 car had the white 3. Any comments going on? We got a hello, we got a hi, we got a full thought of customs. But this here is going pretty well. Like I said, this is all mocked up. On here, I put the fuel. I'm going to change that fuel decal, but I got the fuel tab, the lights. We got to get it glued down. I did the wheels. They're not quite done yet. And only this side is done. Like I say, it's a mock-up. The steering column isn't in. And in this kit, the dash doesn't fit right. That's correct the way it is right there. But the dash is supposed to be a lot further up in the cab there. But that's just how it fits. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of work there. See, I got a little cleaning to do up here. That's some residue from the bare metal foil. The lights, the cab lights on the top, did not come in the kit. These lights here, all of this is from the Ecto 1, actually. And I want an opinion from you guys. There it is without that light on there. I'll put this back on just for shits and giggles. Like that. And it looks okay. It looks good. But I'm toying with adding this light up here. And I don't know what's going to look better. Maybe you guys could help me with that. Ultimately, I would like to put one of those things, the air dam things, but I don't think that I have the ability to build one. The engine is in, but it's all blacked out. It still hadn't been detailed yet. I noticed where somebody built this truck. I'm not going to say who it is, but they put spark plugs in it. A spark plug distributor thing. And I don't think it's supposed to have that. But yeah, how you doing, Fred? Here's the car. Like I say, it's mocked up right now. There's the wheels, if I can get it to focus. And like I said, he did not run chrome wheels. They were outlawed. And you can see how I got the A-arms in there. There's still some touch-up needs to be done, but you can see how they look like they're mounted into the slots like they're supposed to be. That's because, it's just painted that way. But the roll cage has padding on it. I don't know if I can get down in there and show you. But I have the windshield. I don't know if I can get the windshield to stay in, but it's all painted up and ready to go. Here, I'm going to set the phone down and switch it around and see if... Ooh, there we go. What is that in there?
It's shallow.
Oh. Okay, there's the windshield in. All this paint's dirty. It's got to be cleaned. And I will clean it. You can get a look inside there. And got some of the roll cage and stuff in there. It still needs a lot of touch up. All this will clean up. Every bit of this will clean up and shine up and look beautiful. I showed Fred some pictures of the paint clean before decals, and he was digging it. Let's see if I can just clean a little part here. You see how it starts to shine back up? But yeah, this is the truck's coming out good. Truck's coming out good. What do you think? Should I leave this light on or take this light off and leave it like that? Or I can put it back on. I don't know. Also, there's a little bit of bend in the chassis here if I put it up. It's kind of bowed. But I think I can get that bow out of it. But I might not even get it out if it's not that noticeable. Put that down there. I like how I did the front on this car. You can see that it's all open like it's supposed to be. Ooh, don't fall off of there. I'll just read you some comments. Yeah, I think our lockdown and all that ends. It ends today, and I think I can go back to work tomorrow, which would be awesome because I'm broke. I got no money left. But I was looking at this, and I might build this. Now I'm using the long wheelbase chassis because I have one, and it works perfect with this. I don't have to do anything if I don't want to. The hood is a resin hood. For the idea I had, I don't think it's going to work. So I'll use it on another build, which is no problem. Got some new kits in. Of course, I finally got this one in. Uh, got some decals coming for it. It was a little bit complicated at my decals to figure out how to get things started, but I got it started and I got some stuff ordered from Mike's. Spent way more money than I should have. But hey, man, what's up? I spent way more money than I should have. But this is one I got off of eBay. And I also got this off of eBay because I had gave the one I had to CT. And I did not realize that the guy that made these kits passed away. But another fun little tidbit is these things are like 30 years old. And he built a ton of these things and sat on them for years. Learned that from Kale Gayford. But this kit hadn't yellowed, and it's all in good shape. To show you, the plastic is in good shape, and I'm going to definitely build it. I just don't know what I'm going to have on there to pull it. You know, you got to have something to pull it. But with this car here, Kodiak and the Valvoline are the two that I'm going to do at first. But if y'all are tuning in for the Corona update here, get it spun back around for you. Paint's dirty. This is just a mock-up. But like I said, the wheels are done. Lugs are painted. All the proper decals are on. The front is done. Padding starting to go on the roll cage. There's the truck. This truck will not be hauling this car. I'm just kind of building the truck to go with it. You know, to have some stuff to set my cars on. I will be building another ramp truck as well, using a Chevrolet. Going to try to do a 4-door cab. I'm also in the big rig build, and I'm building a 1/8 scale, and I also am building for Ron. So all this stuff will get done. I'm going to try to look back at these comments. But yeah, man, I'm ready to go back to work. I'm ready to go back to work. But these kits here, man, I hope they come out with a cutlass, a flat nose cutlass. These kits don't have any chrome in them. No chrome. But the nose, I have bought a couple of resin bodies of this before I realized that this was coming out. And this is head and shoulders above it. Everything fits well. Now, let me warn you guys, I've seen a bunch of guys on the NASCAR sites build these, and they're rushing them together. As quick as they can get these son of a bitches, they're getting them out with orange peel and mistakes and all that. Look, guys, this is a kit's never been released before. Never thought we'd ever have a 2+2, but we got one. It's very cool. So take your time, guys. Put your time in on this. This shit is not cheap. So take your time and do a good job. You know, because I mean, I see people do stuff sometimes, build stuff sometimes, and they ruin a kit. They just ruin it. But it's theirs to ruin, so I don't say anything about it. But y'all got to understand that the plastic ain't going nowhere. It'll be there. And I'm really saying this to kind of help y'all out because I want to see y'all build better. But this, I have a resin version of this, and this is much better. This car here, when I look at it, he didn't just tack on a glass in the rear and a nose. I've had several regular Pontiac kits, and I can see that all of this has been redone here. That's been redone. This bottom line here is redone. This is not uh, this is not just a pull off of the original. It has some different lights here. This thing is done right, and this kit didn't come with decals because I got it off of eBay, but I got some decals coming for it. This is going to be the Valvoline or the Kodiak. The Valvoline car I will be doing in tandem with the Buick Valvoline car, so they'll be sister cars. The rear window, once again, it looks like, well, it don't matter on this one because the window goes in from the inside on this kit. But they have dropped the lines down, the brackets down, so they'll fit better, which was on the original. This rear window is really cool. I don't want to take it out, but it's really cool. It's got wow, it's got all kind of little rivet marks and all that kind of stuff, which is this is going to be very cool. Oh man, that's going to be hard as fuck to cut, but I'll do it. And you also get an unchromed Pontiac front bumper and nose, which is good because, and wheels, because you know what that means. Less chrome means more detail. So these parts have got more detail on them than the chrome parts did, which will help you do some detailing. And isn't that special? So. I'm pretty sure y'all are just talking amongst yourselves. I know because every suggestion I've asked you guys to comment on, you'll talk to each other. That's how it goes. Yo, yo. I see a yo, Joe. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. The real American hero. Okay. Let's do this a couple more times. This is just a really short update. But cars come together well. My scratch built truck is working out. And, I actually copied this off of someone else's build that I saw. And it's real simple to do. So it's not original in that aspect. The tire thing is way too high and doesn't work, so I'm not going to put tires on it. As you can see, they're just too high. It would never be like that. It would never be like that. So I'm gonna use this as kind of a wind dam thing, it just dams the wind. But got the front of the truck squared away, everything but the big bumper. And I think that went together well. And I've been putting all my glass in with this. And I suggest you guys go out and get some. This stuff's amazing. It puts all your windows in. It dries clear. You never have to worry about anything again. Crystal clear glass work with this stuff right here. So Mod Podge, this is what you need to get. Because I see a lot of people, they mess up and get stuff on their windows. Now this is how you want to do your windshield for your Nascar. By doing this, which is painted on the inside, by doing this, you give yourself a glue surface, a small glue surface, but it's there. You give yourself one if you're not going to use the Mod Podge, but you also hide the toy-like factor. I put the bare metal foil in, and I also take my Sharpie and I go around like a gasket, you know. But then once you paint this, and I gotta touch it up with the Sharpie. But once you paint it and get it in there where it's gotta go, like that right there, you can see that it all needs to be clean too. You can see that it covers up everything and it gives it a nice clean look. Gives the car an overall clean look, and that's what you're going for. Same with the rear window. Rear window's done much the same way. So that'd be that. I'll ask y'all one more. Should I leave this light right here on the top or should I take it off? This is it with it on and it with it off. So I don't know. It's not that hard to put it on. And these cab lights did not come on this kit. They're actually out of the Ford race car hauler. Is that a light on the trailer? What do you mean? There are lights all over the trailer. Yeah, it's got a light on the trailer up here. But when I take it off there, because this is initially how I was going to run it. I got to get it down square like that. That was initially how I was going to run the truck. But yeah, it's got two bubblegum lights up here, and it's got the wigwags up here, or whatever they're called. And then that's one that's unpainted. These are the lights from the Ecto 1, is what they are. You know. But I'm just trying to figure out if I should add that light there. Yeah, I've seen lights like that before down here with wrecker companies. But the only reason why I'm saying it is it just kind of fills the thing there. I was initially just going to put the lights on the roof, but the lights need to be on the highest point of the truck. So that's why they're where they're at. But yeah, I don't want to overdo it, and I might be overdoing it by doing that, you know. But like I said, I got bitched out on the NASCAR forums that Earnhardt would never have a Ford truck and all. He drove a Ford for one, but this is a track truck, man. It's a track truck. That's what it is. And it's going to haul whatever it needs to haul. It's just a track truck. It's just a truck that I'm building that I can display other cars on, you know. I was initially going to do it all up with the Miller livery or something like that, but it's just a track truck. It's a nice way to display your NASCARs. That's what I'm doing. Or drag car, or whatever it is that you decide you want to put on the back of this thing. It's a ramp truck. That's what it's for. Now I'm working on building a 4-door Chevy cab right now. That I will do the same with this. Either a 4-door Chevy cab or I'll do the ramp truck back like this with a sleeper right here, then the cab of the truck. You know, might do that. That would be really cool. But there's my update so far. I am going to be working on the 1A scale Model T. or the golden tee that's coming up. Yeah, I could put some kind of decals on there. It's going to have a fleet number up here, you know. And if I can find some decals that say track truck or something like that, I might put that on there. You know, service truck, something like that. And that would work good. That will work a good. But I think this car is coming out very well. Like I said, I've just got it mocked up for you guys, but I think it's coming out very well. I really did want to use the chrome wheels because I thought they looked cool. But after I did the research and found that they never used these wheels, this car never used these wheels at all, not on the track. It was used for promotional photos. So they dress it up in promotional photos and photo shoots and commercials with with these wheels on it. But when it came time for racing, uh, the chrome wheels came off because chrome wheels at that moment in NASCAR were outlawed because apparently the chroming process was weakening the wheels at that time, and they were ripping off, at the hub right there. And this rim has been drilled out and stuff so it could go in the back of a trailer that I have. But I'm not going to be putting tires up here because I think that they look too tall and it's going to be weird to secure them. So that's a mistake I made in the design of the truck, but that's okay because this can be basically a wind dam to keep the wind off of the car, and you can move it up farther up there if you want. But I do have a winch that I'm going to put in there. So there's several things here that can be done. So what do y'all think of my scratch built ramp truck, and what do you think of the Earnhardt car? I'm trying to build one of the best Earnhardt Aero Coupe #3s on YouTube is what I'm trying to do. I've seen a few, some not very good, some pretty good. If I hear that one more time, I'm unsubscribing from you. Sick of hearing that shit. I got onto it with the NASCAR forum people, and y'all can suck my dick. It's gonna go on whatever I want it to go on. Or at least rub it. You don't have to suck it. I'll take a rub. I'll tell you what I told the other guy. Well, what kind of car would go on the back of it so you would say, hey, nice, completely scratch built ramp truck? But I guarantee you that car been pulled by a Ford before you can see footage of it. Just look up Earnhardt crashes and you'll see pulled by all kind of Fords. But the reason why it's a Ford is there's not a decent Chevrolet. Not a decent Chevrolet out there to do it with. And I can show you. I've got a cab here. But the Chevrolet cabs are just not very good. So I'm trying to figure out a way to or find a decent cab or build this into a 4-door something. So I know you wasn't. I know you wasn't meaning nothing bad by that. But I got into a big freaking argument with people on Facebook. They were just more pissed that this car was sitting on a Ford than the fact that it's a scratch built truck that it's sitting on, and that the car actually looks halfway decent. I mean, if you look at old footage, these old ramp trucks and flatbeds and stuff, most of them were Fords back in the day, and at NASCAR tracks, and this is what shit was being hauled around on, especially this era. you know. But Earnhardt drove a Ford at one point, and he drove Fords on his ranch. Let's see, I'm just reading comments. Snap together dually. Yeah, it's a different scale though. It's 1/25th scale. And 1/25th on this whole 1/24th build looks too small. It just looks too small. Of course, this ain't modified to go on there, and neither is the other one at the moment. But I can even give you a big old 1/24th to set on there, and it still won't look right. Or 1/25th. And I just don't like the way that looks. Looks like shite. But most of the damn track trucks they had back then were Fords. If you look at all the old footage. But and these cars would not have been traveled from track to track. Not these guys on something like this. Uh, you know, short track guys would be using these. You know, a little bit lower guys on the totem pole would be using these, and it wouldn't matter what brand they were, because they probably didn't have the money in their sponsorship to buy $100,000 ramp truck, so they would probably get whatever they could get. And you know, most of these trucks, I'm sure there's a name brand person out there that or company that builds them, but most of these things would be uh, built at home. Let's see. Yeah, it's all about the money. The Pro Street Dually extended cab. There's a Pro Street Dually extended cab. Well, it just this right here is built for 1/24th, and the reason why this is built for 1/24th is that this car is 1/24th. If I built the truck in 1/25th, the car would look too big on the truck. It already almost looks too big on the truck. So I would have to pick a 1/25th car and build a 1/25th truck to go with it. You know what I mean? But I'm working on some stuff. Like this is one of the this is an old school long wheelbase MPC. I have the back piece for it, but this is the short wheelbase GMC. But believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could be so big. Sorry. Okay, check that out. That is too cool. Now I got to drill those headlights out. But what do you think about a hot rod service truck? Huh? Huh? You know it's fucking awesome. Now I probably won't use this hood, but look at that. If you look up street rod service bed truck or whatever, there is a bunch of cool trucks out there that people have done this with, and love it. But this will be another track truck, so to speak, or I might do it in that other way. But ain't that cool? The GMC. It's the snap together. I'll take a look at it and see if I can find one on eBay, you know, because I do need to find an alternative if I wanted. See, I can't really dress this truck up in logos or anything because it's a Ford and a lot of the cars I'm building's not. So I got to find some sort of alternative. And a lot of these guys did not have painted up rigs. Bobby Allison did. Of course, Cale Yarborough, Junior Johnson, with the Mountain Dew deal. A lot of these guys did. Earnhardt did, but some of them didn't back in the day. And I'm talking early, 83. This would be considered 88, 88, 89. But the car is an 88, and it's the 88 livery with the silver three instead of the white. So this would be considered 1988. So this is about period correct for being hauled around the track. But later or earlier, say 83, now you're looking at some different options for vehicles. You could use a service bed for an emergency truck. You could also have an ambulance. But I'm kind of torn because this is the type of truck my grandfather drove, and I never met my grandfather. So my idea is to kind of somewhat recreate what my grandfather drove, if I still had the truck and was able to do something with it, which I really wish. The truck still exists with the bed on it. It's in a field somewhere, and I've been trying to search it now. But these lights are not, like I said, wasn't with the kit, um, but they're Ford. So, and another thing with modeling, I'll show you this one more time. If you look on the bottom here, at these A-arms, if you notice, the A-arms are slid down into their mounts. Well, they're not really slid down into mounts because this is all one piece. A lot of this is all one piece. You can see me move it. And the whole thing about modeling, which a lot of guys don't pay attention to, is they'll spray this all one color and they'll throw it on there and then it's done. No, 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 no. What you need to do is learn how to paint all the pieces separately, which creates depth and realism and makes a single molded part look like multiple pieces, just like this right here. I see a lot of guys will take this whole thing and they'll spray this whole thing black, this whole thing right here. This whole thing black, and they'll put it on there, and that's cool. That's not really what it was. These truck arms were black, but this is actually part of the chassis, the roll cage. So it was the same color as the car was. So by painting it this way, now you see it blends right in, and it looks completely different. You don't have this X kind of sticking out in the middle of underneath the chassis there. It blends in. So it's just simple stuff, but you can do it however you want to do it. That's up to you. But that's just little tips. And the wheels, that one needs to be touched up, but it's got everything on it that should be on it. And it's not the greatest I've ever done, but not the worst by any means. There's the roll cage padding you can see in there. She's padded up, and this is what I use for roll cage padding. This is Musician's gaff tape, and it is just perfect for that. Let me turn it around here, and I'll show you right quick. Gaff tape's a little expensive, but let me pull this chassis out, and I'll show you what it did here, because I saw some photos and some other things. Okay, if you look on this chassis, she's got the roll cage padding, and it's got this padding here. Well, I don't know if they put it on this side or not. I'm just doing that because it sticks better. A lot of them have padding here, so that would be padded as well, just like that. And so this Musician's gaff tape works really well for roll cage padding. And let's see, I'll turn it around here again. So this has to be touched up. It's just in there at the moment, but you can see, look how scale that looks. That looks as far as this rear end of how it's painted. And that's little things when you're modeling you need to look at, to make sure you see, what's the deal is. So make multiple pieces look like separate pieces, or a one piece look like separate pieces. And if I can get it together here, and I'm not worried about that right there because the car is not really going to be displayed, but I always want to practice. So uh, back it up here and see if I can just zoom in. Will that work? Okay, yeah. You can see how I painted the brackets for the A arms to slide in. That a lot of people never do that. But if you paint it the same color as the car, it looks like it has separate A arms that have slid down into place. You know, and that could make a big difference on a show table if you took your time and you did all this firewall up here and mounted it right and did all the work to where it was all molded in well and had a mirror underneath the car. This still needs some more detailing, but they look and see. You could fool them to think that you actually added A arms if you did it good enough, that you actually added brackets. You know, that's the key to modeling. And right here, this piece right here, this piece right here is supposed to be black. It's a mount, and it's supposed to, come loose with the transmission, or for that's where the transmission mounts. But that's that's a key. That's a key thing. This whole piece will blend in when it's in, and it will look like there's two truck arms mounted to a rear end that is then mounted to these two brackets here, as opposed to, this big piece shoved up underneath there. You know, that's how you create it. See, that looks like a bunch of separate pieces there. I see so many people do the front ends and rear ends, and you can definitely tell that that's just one big piece sprayed one big color. Same with this piece here, just one big piece sprayed one big color. Completely wrong. You know, well, I mean, I guess nothing's wrong. You can just do whatever you want because it is your build. But if you want to detail it and make it look, how it was, then there you go. There's another part of it. And these firewalls never fit perfect in these cars, and I just didn't take the time to do it because the car, although I did do the detail work underneath like this, I don't really plan on the car being seen from underneath. So I'm not doing a bunch of crazy work there. The work will be done in the interior, you know, and some underneath the hood. So, and as far as the body goes, I mean the body is okay. It's really dirty right now. Really dirty because I've been handling it. But if I just do just a little bit right here, you will see that it's going to clean up really well. And don't be scared, guys. I always see there's a couple of things you guys are scared to do, and I was scared too. I was scared too to do this, so it's not just like me being high and mighty. Scared to tape your windows. And this window's done. Now you don't have to spray paint this. You can actually tape it and cut it, but you got to use a very fresh blade. You can tape this, and when all this stuff's removed, you could use a Sharpie if you wanted to. You could use a Sharpie if you wanted to do that. And I've always seen everybody scared to sand their models. It's just plastic, guys. You can fix it. Cool. Thank you, sir. I'm just reading comments. But don't be afraid. The big deal is you can sand non-metallic finishes. And sometimes you can get away with sanding metallic finishes. I have sanded metallic finishes and gotten away with it at certain points to get the lines to smooth out so you can change the layers. But don't be afraid to sand, and don't be afraid to sand and polish. I mean, but you got to have a clear coat on there. It's really not that hard to do. And once you get the swing of it, you'll wonder why you didn't do that. And bare metal foil. Learn your bare metal foil, guys. There's just really only a couple of little tips of detail. You need to learn how to dull down your chrome. and blackwash. People are afraid to touch their chrome. Get away that toilet clip. Learn your small detail painting. Learn how to tape and spray more than brush. You know, brushing is made for fine details. Fine details. That's where the brushing looks the best. It's the brushing is really think of using a brush on a model to make your sprayed stuff pop. You know, that's what you want to do. You know, and learn how to do your bare metal foil. Don't. I mean, it's not crazy. There's just a few steps into making it look great. And me, I'm no great modeler by any means. I'm really kind of half-ass, but I'm having fun. I'm having fun, and I'm doing what I want to do with it. You know, that's all I can do. As depressed as I've been, and as aggravated as I am in my situation, you got to have some kind of fun somehow, right? And for Chucky Monster, look at there. Look at the IROC. It's the IROC, guys. This guy come by in his IROC, you dig? All the um, guys from New York. Let's go take a ride in the IROC. But she still looks good. But all right, guys, I'm gonna go. I'm an asshole now. Doesn't matter anyway. You know, because I guess it's my job to kind of keep you guys entertained while you're sitting on your asses waiting for this fake virus to kick off. But all right, guys, if you need me, hit me up here on YouTube or find me on Facebook. So I'm Joe, Little Joe Backspace, guys. I'm Little Joe Backspace Scale Customs, and we'll see you later, man. Bye, guys.